I was busy this weekend. It was I was asked to come out and go support Sarah Palin and introduce her at the rallies in Tampa and Kissimmee, and it was, I have to say, what a chance to be able to ride with her. I rode in the motorcade with her on the bus, and to see her just governing her staff, setting schedules for her kids. At the time I was on the bus, she was briefed on the attacks with Syria, and she is kind and decisive, and it was a great day. And I had been a little upset, as you know, we've been talking about how I thought that the attacks on her clothing through the media had been deliberately sexist. So I said it in my speech, an introduction for her, and I said a little bit more than that. And this is how I handled the situation.
Sarah Palin, yeah, she sure is a woman who knows how to dress. You know, but I'm sure you'll agree, I'm most impressed personally by her accessories, like the flag pin she wears to honor her son. And to honor our military men and women who are fighting right now abroad to defend our right to gather here today.
So it was, you know, I figured I wanted to just end the discussion because I felt it a little peculiar that people weren't focused on that, and it was...
Weren't focused on what, her clothes?
Focused on the powerful accessories that she wears. So I figured I'd take those sexist notions and...
Well, here's an interesting thing about it being sexist. You know, for years we have put the scrutiny of vice presidents, their wives, presidents, their wives, all over them and what they spend and how they spend the money. Nancy Reagan took huge hits when she was in the White House.
John Edwards and the haircut?
John Edwards and the haircut. So it's not sexist. It's just people get one of those things. I think it's one of those things where if you say that you're just an everyday Joe or Joanne.
Or Joe the plumber.
No, but I'm trying to...
There were a ton of plumbers there at the rally.
Could you see? Never mind.
And teachers.
But if you sort of pass yourself or you say that this is who you are and then suddenly someone says, but they're spending $150,000, I think that's what got people all excited. It's not this notion that money has been spent, because money, they always do that. They attack people for spending dough.
The other thing they're saying, a lot of the McCain camp says, who is the real Obama? Now, I want to know, who is the real Sarah Palin? Is she the Walmart mom? Is she the hockey mom? Or is she this clothes horse who enjoys Valentino and Dolce & Gabbana?
Let me tell you. Can I answer that? Because I was actually on the bus with her, and we talked a lot about this. And this was my first rally. I mean, there was such support out there for this woman, and being able to see her. I mean, she calls Jimmy Choo's Johnny Choo's. This is not a fashionista by any means. She does not. She's not a clothes horse. This isn't even her property.
Okay, can I say something about that? You don't know how much this is or that is. I don't think that this is Sarah Palin's fault. I think that this is the Republican Party's fault. She, for example, $75,000 was spent in Neiman Marcus alone. If you buy a jacket for $3,000, that's a lot of money. That's 50 jackets, right? Or 25. Wait, let me finish my point. Because you may even like it.
Okay.
All right. My point is, and you're the one who does shopping for $100. You know, you dress us off for $100. The Republican Party took this money, and some people say better it should have been put into ads. Okay. And they bought her these clothes to wear. She could have... I traveled all over the country when I was promoting my book. I had a pair of black pants, I had a black skirt, and I had 3 jackets. They did not have to spend that kind of money. I don't blame Sarah Palin. I blame the Republican Party. They said, look, this is the way you should look. The woman's a busy woman. She put them on. Well, if they had just said, you know what? It was a mistake.
No, but Barbara,
giving all of the difference,
has the right to say, I don't want to wear those clothes because I'm presenting myself as this Walmart hockey mom.
She yesterday, and I will say this, she has worn many of her own pieces. She yesterday wore something when I was with her that she got in a vintage shop down in Florida that cost, I don't know, probably next to nothing at a vintage store. And the fact that with everything going on in the world today, these are the stories that are running.
Everything going on in the world. I listened to you yesterday, and I'm very proud of you. You know how I feel about you, and you know that one of the reasons that they wanted you there is that you have been such a success and so wonderful on this show. Okay?
Thanks, Barbara.
What did you? Okay. One of the first things you brought up were her clothes. Enough already. You didn't have to bring it up.
I wanted it to end, and I figured it wasn't going to until somebody put a punctuation on it.
It doesn't end. Unfortunately, it doesn't end like that. As you know, John Edwards ate it for weeks and weeks and months and months about his
pretty. Remember that?
Hair. I mean, you know, these are the things that people. This is the stuff that people tend to jump on. You know, and this is something that we've jumped on both on Republicans and on Democrats.
But mostly women. You would agree it's mostly women.
It's actually not, because as I said, you know, we got all over Bill Clinton because he was wearing those hot suits in the beginning. He was spending too much money on his wardrobe. We got all over Hillary Clinton talking about how bad she looked because she didn't know how to dress and she had bad legs. We got, you know, we've been all over everybody about their looks, and it's not sexist. It just seems to be the way that people spend the time these days just to have something to talk about to avoid what the real issues are.